Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to do a quick sketch of a person in a sports-like pose whereby he is perhaps like bracing for action, or is like a basing for a sprint, or basing for like prepping up for some sort of like action. So like a propelled action pose, and we're showing it from the front. There'll be crunch, there'll be foreshortening. So the head might be positioned somewhere here. We will have the shoulder set here, and now by the shoulder set I mean that the shoulder set is really that is the upper back, and the shoulder set is here. So this one, if you notice, is closer to the head. This one a little farther away. So this one is more into the in the foreground. Extended arm, which we might or might not change the placement of. Now we have done quite a few action poses, and we have done something like this, but not from this particular perspective, and this is also very important. So chest like right up there, right below the head, and of course the ab crunch, everything is like, so we have to imagine that the body's posture is like this extreme curvature. If you could see the spine from the inside, it would be very curved. It would go right in here somewhere where the lower torso is. And then of course we will have, stemming from that, thigh, knee, shin and calf, and first foot placement around here. And the second leg or thigh we will do things with in a moment, as soon as we start putting down some core framework with a different color. So we will go ahead and put down a hand like that. This is, in my estimate, a very ideal placement for this kind of action pose, or even like posture. And that'll be the chest going in like that. There's the adjoining shoulder, and of course the face. So not like hunched back or anything, like we are imagining the face is like looking outward and forward. And there is the upper back going right over like that. Extreme ab crunch, vanishing there into the lower torso. There's the bum, and of course we'll have the first placement of the leg, and whereby we're going to play with some options. I'm going to put it right out here like that. The adjoining leg, so it's like quite a stretch here. So adjoining leg like that. Now that leg, of course, we are imagining that's like folded backwards to make it a little more chunky if you want. And we have all sorts of options we can play with that hand and with this leg. And in a second we're going to explore all of them. So one placement for the hand, an ideal placement is this, going just that much backward, and then we have sort of an open hand like that, and just showing a hint of the upper arm going into the shoulder right there. Like that is an ideal placement in this kind of pose. And the hand could be a little, like it can be a little larger, I'm sorry. Show the thumb there. But we can also place that hand in a different position. But let's explore this as well. So this leg can be put like right out. So we have to imagine that he's stretching the leg like right out, like that, going back. And we can imagine that the calf and shin are going to come into play, but that leg set somewhat a little behind this one, so a little smaller. But then it has to be placed farther back too. So this is not essential. It's not entirely wrong, but it's not ideal. Like it should be a little back. But in pop culture, you will see like all sorts of possibilities. And then we have the option of placing that arm in different positions. So we can just go like that. Just the forearm showing like that. That can work. Or you could also have that same arm placed right here. So hunching like real back, but we might have to bring the delt in a little bit to make it more accurate. So you can see, I mean, this is like coming together in this way that we have all these wonderful options without moving that core frame, like the main body has not really moved. We can bring this up a little bit, so we can raise it up, but whereby we'll have to, of course, change the placement to go somewhat along those lines. And we'll have to essentially make the hand larger. But the other one is more ideal in any case. Of course, we can have all the details like the necklines, like, you know, the veins going in like that, depending on what illustration we're trying to accomplish. Also, we can have this leg placed slightly differently, and I know it's getting a little messy, but we will just clean this up quickly after we have chosen one framework to go with. So nice and big knee here, so place more toward inside. Shin and calf nice and big, and place the foot will be placed nice and big here into the foreground. I mean, it's just very messy, but the idea is that bigger shin and calf, knee, and crunch thigh going backward. So we can also have that kind of placement. So really dynamic. And we haven't really moved this arm, and we don't really need to move it all that much to achieve another like effect in this. So let's go with our choice of frame lines here, so that we can make this a little less messy. So the details would be, there would be the triceps. If another person is a fairly fit person, I guess a fairly fit person would be more suited to this kind of pose. And here again, sorry. So because I did not use that curvature, I missed it. So I'm just going to move that arm bit inward. Now it's showing along those lines. And then the face, of course, the ears. Let's imagine give this guy a pair of glasses, let's say, and shorts. So sort of a sprinter. So lots of things that we can do with this pose. Very common action pose in pop culture. So just putting in some tones right there if we need them. And one more thing, sorry, that I entirely missed. The foot can be shown right there behind this leg, or we can do without it, or we can even show a section of the calf and shin, and then have the foot going that way. But I think this is more ideal. You can Google lots of images and you'll see that some awesome options will come up. So there we have it, that kind of a crunch action pose. Very essential practice in posture placement and some dynamic action. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, keep in touch, and have yourself a wonderful day.